Hello guys, it's Betty and it's good to be back again this week. How was your weekend? I hope you guys had a restful one. Oh, every day is a weekend, right? All right, so let's do a throwback to last week's discussion where we talked about America's economic meltdown and financial crisis. What was it? What was it like going through that? Do you have? I would like to have your feedback. What did you guys think? We talked a lot about the meltdown that happened in 2008. Yes, and how it came about, what led to it, and what to expect. So please always send us your feedback, either through Instagram or drop your comments on our YouTube channel. Our Facebook page is open now, so we'd really love to hear from you. All right, so moving along this week, we'll just fast forward to chapter 8. Here it says, what do I do now? Yes, we've talked about what happened, the crisis, and how it came to be. But now we want to forge ahead and know what to do in a crisis, in a period of crisis, what to do. Yeah, it says, I understand that at times the thunder of our fears keep us from being able to hear the still small voice of God. So before we go any further, let's address some of the critical concerns I know every American has about his or her financial security in today's economic crisis. I want you to know how these world events are going to affect your personal finances. The Bible outlines God's economic system and helps us to see what God has to say about what's happening right now in the world. His advice will help you to avoid the devastation of personal financial collapse. The Bible supports the concept of doing one thing well. As we can see in Philippians chapter 3, 13 to 14, it says, Brethren, I do not count myself to have apprehended, but one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forward to those things which are ahead, I press towards the goal for the prize of the upward call of God in Christ Jesus. Now it says, if you are focused on that one thing, I'll take that again. It says, if you are focused on that one thing God has called you to reach, God will direct you to opportunities that will meet your every need in any crisis. God told Elijah to go to the house of the widow woman, and I will feed you there. The place of God's purpose is the place of God's power. Find God's purpose for your life and discover God's power and abundance received in your life. Okay, it's discussion time now. We're going to be discussing what we've read today. What do we do in times like this, where you've seen crisis, economic crunches, and economic meltdown? What do we do as individuals? What do we do? What's the first step on surviving the change, the new era, the beginning of the end? And from what the writer is saying, said the first thing to do is try and reduce debts, work on paying off your debts. This is not the right time to be in huge debt. This is not the right time to be bankrupt. So you have to think of ways to get out of that. And remember, it's one step at a time. The author talked about what small businesses should do at this time. What small businesses? You have to reduce your overhead costs. That part where I said reduce your overhead. Spend less. Cut off from irrelevant expenses. Save more. You have to conserve. At this point, you have to learn to strengthen your relationships with your staffs, your clients, your vendors, your business associates, your financial institution. When I read this, the first thing I did is I brought out my notepad and I started writing down, those of my clients that I had not communicated with since this lockdown started. I think, the next thing right after my recording will be to start to call them, you know, and reach out to them. Relationship is key. Relationship is key. Cross your T's and dot your I's at this moment. You know, it will benefit you as much as it's benefiting the others as well. Then number 3, talked about differentiating and distinguishing your products. You see that is very necessary. Now everybody's trying to cut off irrelevance, you know, expenses. So what is that thing that will keep them coming to you, even if I was not, you know, willing to get this thing, because it's not like, I don't see it as a necessity. What is that extra ish that, you know, that that will make your product stand out and make me interested? This is what we're talking about right now. For small businesses, you have to bring your A game. You have to do that. Bring your A game, put your best foot forward, you know, lay your cards on the table, begin to dot your I's and cross your T's. If you are not offering after sales service, begin to offer after sales services. If you must do giveaways, because, you know, yes, if you know that you're the kind of person that since you started you have only been selling, telling them buy, and you have not given up to trust me. Besides the giveaway, there should be extra, because business is not all about profits, it's about relationships as well. And so you see how that is very important. And then finally, you also talked about diversifying. If you're a baker, nothing stops you from learning a skill in photography. You know, you, as in now, I'm even learning coding. As in, I started a course on hacking. You know, although I had a challenge, something came up and I had to discontinue. But it's a saved file. I'm going to go back there definitely, because the world is going global these days. Everything is on the internet, and we know that, you know, that's the future. So if I can learn 1 or 2 things, the basics, I know that it will give me an edge, you know. So it's very important. All right, guys, I had a really nice time today. I hope you had a nice time. Keep in touch. I really do appreciate hearing from you. All right, that being said, we're done with Financial Armageddon for this week, and we'll be moving to our new book for starting Friday, which is 5 Love Languages. Please, I'll drop the information on our Instagram page and our WhatsApp for our WhatsApp group followers. If you want to join our WhatsApp group, kindly send me a message as well. All right, so please, thank you so much for joining me this week. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram, leave a message for us. If you want to join us, we will always reach back to you. We will always respond. We'll always reply. All right, so thank you so much. I hope you had a nice time, because I did. All right, bye.